What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're back with the TRX4 Sport High Trail, working on the ultimate waterproof RC trail truck. In today's video, we're going to do some work on the lower end of the chassis. We're going to open up the diffs, make sure there's grease in there, add some, and then in an attempt to add a little bit of better scale detail, I have these chrome diff covers. So we're gonna put those on, get rid of the green, add grease like I said. We're gonna take the 2.2s off because we're not using those. We're going to add our brass portal housings. And then we're going to put our general grabber and Injora wheels on. If you remember in the introduction video, I talked about the offset of those Injora wheels and the fact that they're 1.9s would lower the truck a little bit and widen the stance. So at least that was the hope anyway. So the current width, trusty wooden yardstick. How about that, huh? When's the last time you saw an old trusty wooden yardstick? Just now, apparently. So our current width will go from the edge of the tire is about 10.5. We've got a 10.5 inch track width. I want you to remember that for me. I'm not great with numbers. 10.5. So we're going to take these off, we're going to put the brass on, we're going to put the new diffs in, make sure everything's lubricated, put the 1.9s on, and then we'll take another measurement and see if we actually added width with the offset and the 1.9s. You know what we could do? We could also measure the height. We'll just go to the top of the bumper. Oh, hitting the light. And we're going to say 6 inches from the shop floor to the top of the rear bumper. So we'll see if we effectively lower the truck also, like I think that we will. Set that off to the side for now. Okay, we need more juice. Those things are apparently quite tight from the factory. All right, there's those off. Let's just get this stuff out of here. We'll leave those for now. So first things first, I'm gonna go after these diffs. And it's just 4 screws from the back side of each diff, and then the cap, the green diff cover will come off. I'm hoping that those are all the same, and they should be. The advantage of the high trail is the long arm lift kit really raises, well, when the truck's upside down, it really raises the axle in the air, making all these screws for the diff much more accessible than a standard TRX4. All right, and that is off. So we'll flip around. We'll just do one at a time here. I think that's gonna be our best bet. There is a bit of grease in there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but we're gonna add a little. I like to use these tiny little popsicle sticks. I almost need a lever. So like I said, there is some grease in there, but not a lot. So we'll add a little. I happen to have on hand some Mag 1 lithium multipurpose grease. You know, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's what I'm using. And I like to have a good healthy coating on the gears. And that's pretty good. We didn't add a lot. I don't need this packed full. I just need it well lubricated. So, good deal. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the new chrome ones, because we're adding a little bit of scale detail. And we're gonna fit that on there. Perfect. We got a chrome diff on there. Now we'll just move that out of the way, and we'll do this rear. When I peek down, you probably just are looking at the back of my head, so I apologize for that. Maybe that gets edited out, maybe it doesn't. And the other one's out. We'll flip back around here so you can get a look. And again, not a lot of grease. Use your lever. Ooh, something. Something's not happy in that front. We changed something. Let's take a look. There is zero difference there. Oh, I think we're all right. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there. So, get some more grease. And take our chrome diff cover, because that's what we're going with here. And there is this screw already ready to go. And you just need to go snug. I think I said that before. Plastic into plastic. It's not just gonna seat. You know what I mean? You could turn that forever until you've completely stripped it out, and then you'll be upset with yourself. And how do I know that, you ask? Let's just say because I know that. Okay. That's all lubricated, and now we have chrome front and rear diff covers for just a little bit of scale detail. It's going to look better than the green ones, obviously. All right, now we're going to move on to the brass outer portal housings. So I'm going to start with this one. And I'm going to need to remove the hex. And we just be patient. We take our time. We do it right. I really like these pit mats because then you can put screws in different containers and kind of sort the things that you're working on. And these are going to be 6 screws on the back side and 2 on the front for a total of 8 to get these outer portals off. We're not deleting the portals, we're just putting brass outer portal boxes on. So we'll still have portal axles, we're just adding weight down low. Okay, that's 8 out of the back. And then if we turn it around, we've got 2 right here. And you know what I love about Traxxas? All 8 of those are the exact same screw. So I don't have to do any extra sorting of things. It's just a lot of the stuff is the same size in a TRX4 chassis. So adds to the simplicity. So now I'm just pulling this outer portal box off. And then you'll see it's got 2 bearings inside. We need to pull those because we're going to reuse them. And then obviously we're going to add some grease. If I can get this thing to sit. We're going to add some grease to that gear set. Pretty straightforward stuff. So let's take an outer portal box, brass, and you'll see that it's the exact same shape as this. You just have all this extra weight down here, and the whole thing is just solid brass. So we'll take a pick. Hopefully you guys are even in the shot here. Is it this one? Boom. Perfect. That bearing's out. And that bearing is going to go right in there. Perfect fit. And then this one just kind of working around the edge. Oh, well, try not to do that. It's clear over there. Bounced off the garage door. No big deal. And then that's going to go in there. just seat that down. Boom, both bearings in the brass portal. Excellent. Now, we want to add a little grease. And then our portal housing is just going to fit right back on like as if you were using the stock one. Perfect. Take your 2 outer screws. Again, just snug them up. Little grease mess on the outside there, we'll clean that off. Excellent. And then the only thing left to do is rotate that, take your hex, oh. And put your hex back on. And there you have it. There's a brass outer portal housing for adding low end weight. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3 corners. You don't need to come along. You came along for that one. We don't need to make this video any longer than it needs to be. So I'm going to get the other 3 done, and then we'll come back and we will fit the wheels and tires. So hold on for a second, and I'll see you shortly. All right, so what was very little time for you, and not that long, maybe 15 minutes or so of time for me, we have brass portals on all 4 corners. This has added quite a bit of weight to the truck. So now what we want to do is we want to fit the Injora wheels and General Grabber tires onto the vehicle. Can you see the spot back here? Remember when the bearing flew out of the portal and went flying across the shop and bounced off the door? Well, now we have grease stains all over the shop floor. So just working in your shop inherently adds scale detail. You know, I can't help it. It just happens. So now, you know, we're just doing great things. So, all right, let's put the wheels on. DeWalt going to 10. Gyroscopic, how cool is that? Squeeze, tight, loose. I love this thing. All right, let's put some wheels on. Actually, before we put wheels on, I want the springs set just to where they're not gonna free float, if that makes sense. Excellent. That's a little too much. So still a little too much. Just barely tension. That's what we're after. All right. With these wheels, I'm using chrome hardware because the wheels are chrome. I use a little washer and then chrome nylock nuts. Well, we can go a little tighter than that, I think. Yeah, perfect. That brass really added some weight, I'm telling you. Washer, washer. We're gonna have to get into here. Something's not meshed right. But that's for a later thing. So there we have it. Now, should we do our checks and balances and see if we actually got any gains that we were hoping for? Back to the yardstick. Who remembers what our width was with the stock tires on? 10.5, that's correct. Now, with the new offset, we're still 10.5. So maybe, let me think about that for a second. Maybe the offset of these is the same as a Traxxas offset. It must be. Because when I had these on an axial rig, they were like, bam. So, all right, well, we didn't gain any track width. So, kind of a bummer, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Did we gain any ride height or decrease? Oh yeah, look at that. Who remembers what that dimension was? That was 6. So we dropped the truck by 1/2 inch by going to 1.9s and getting rid of the 2.2s. I do like that. Let's put the body on. What do we think of that? That looks all right, man. I mean, obviously we're not filling out the wheel wells none, but you know, we're not gonna get any rub. I've got much more weight down low. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. So, what did we get rid of today? We got rid of these diff covers. Got rid of those. Added the chromies. Just for that scale touch. We got rid of these plastic outer portal housings. Those are gone. We put brass in. So now we got some added down low weight to help with the stability. And we got rid of these 2.2s with their black hardware. And we put 1.9 Injora turbines on. I'm digging it. I am digging it. So that's going to do it for this video. This was part 3 of the ultimate waterproof RC trail truck build series. I hope you guys are liking it. Plenty more to come, obviously. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go to lunch with my wife and my son and enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you later.